Last summer, influencer Alex Earle posted a video of herself tearfully filing down her front teeth with an emery board. One of her cosmetic dental veneers had chipped the night before, and her immediate reaction was remorse. She looked into the camera and asked, "What did I just do?" She realized her natural, healthy teeth were gone, replaced by a delicate cosmetic procedure that she would have to maintain for the rest of her life. For many patients, the word veneer acts as a catch-all term for temporary cosmetic dental work. They view the porcelain caps like gel-X nail extensions or colored contact lenses, accessories easily popped on and off. In reality, a true veneer requires sanding down the original healthy tooth so a hard, slip-like cover can be cemented onto the front. Patients are making irreversible structural changes to their bodies to satisfy a current beauty trend. This rising wave of regret is a stark contrast to the aesthetic standards of the 2000s and 2010s, when obvious, bulky dental work was the ultimate goal. Perfectly uniform, ultra-white teeth became a visible indicator of wealth. It was a form of conspicuous consumption for the mouth, signaling to anyone looking that the patient had the money to completely manufacture their smile. Celebrities like Hilary Duff normalized this bright, heavily altered aesthetic early on, establishing the Hollywood smile as a required standard for public figures. Dentists at the time were relying on thick, opaque porcelain and resin composites. The materials available forced a blocky, one-dimensional look. That highly visible, artificial perfection was exactly what patients were paying for. The fact everyone knew you had veneers was a feature, not a bug. Today, the aesthetic pendulum has swung toward quiet luxury. The current standard for cosmetic dentistry is a discreet, natural look that makes it entirely undetectable to the naked eye. Fashion trends can transition from maximalist to minimalist in a single season, but a patient cannot simply unaccessorize their mouth once their natural teeth have been ground away. People frequently enter a dental office to treat a minor gap or a small chip, only to leave with 8 oversized, manufactured-looking caps cemented to their upper jaw. Correcting those initial procedures carries a massive financial burden. Mike, the founder of a Veneer Truth Support Group, went in at age 18 to fix a single chipped tooth. Over the next 23 years, he spent $52,000 replacing and repairing his permanent cosmetic work. Clinical. To ensure a porcelain veneer stays attached through years of biting and chewing, the healthy surface of the tooth must be sanded down. This creates a rough, textured base for the cement to grip onto. Human tooth enamel does not contain living cells. Once the dentist drills it away, the body cannot regenerate it. Social media markets the procedure as a quick, glamorous upgrade, completely glossing over the clinical reality of lifelong structural damage. Patients are destroying irreplaceable biological tissue to solve surface-level aesthetic complaints. This cross-section shows the 2 main layers of a human tooth, the hard outer enamel and the softer, porous inner dentin. When a veneer is bonded strictly to the outer enamel surface, it creates a tight, highly secure seal. However, aggressive cosmetic preparation often cuts completely through that protective shell, exposing the vulnerable dentin underneath. Because dentin is deeply connected to the tooth's nerve center, exposing this layer frequently results in extreme sensitivity and chronic pain for the patient. The adhesive bond to dentin is also inherently weaker than the bond to enamel. Over time, this leads to microscopic gaps at the gum line and chronic tissue inflammation. Bacteria seep into these tiny openings, causing secondary caries. These are cavities that actively rot the natural tooth structure hidden underneath the expensive porcelain cover. A veneer surviving in the mouth for a decade does not mean the underlying tooth is actually healthy. Crossing the anatomical line from enamel to dentin turns a cosmetic enhancement into an active medical liability. Even under perfect clinical conditions, a porcelain veneer has a strict expiration date, typically requiring replacement every 10 to 15 years. High-end cosmetic dentists now dedicate massive portions of their practice to revision dentistry, the arduous process of removing old, failing, or outdated sets of teeth. Replacing a veneer is a traumatic procedure. Dentists must either grind off the old shell with a drill or use a dental laser to penetrate the porcelain and melt the underlying glue, risking further damage to whatever natural tooth remains. A patient who gets veneers in their 20s is signing up for 3 or 4 of these exhaustive, tens of thousands of dollars replacement cycles over the course of their life. The pursuit of a flawless cosmetic profile locks patients into an endless, deteriorating loop of medical maintenance. Dentists are increasingly urging patients to exhaust conservative treatments before consenting to permanent enamel removal. Minor gaps or chipped edges can usually be fixed with orthodontics, professional whitening, or additive composite bonding, methods that do not destroy the natural tooth structure. Bespoke porcelain veneers remain a highly skilled medical art form, provided they are properly indicated by a professional and carefully designed for a patient's specific facial structure. Thorough patient education and conservative medical planning are the only proven defenses against long-term cosmetic regret. Aesthetic trends are transient, but the biological cost of participating in them is permanent. A perfect smile may last years, but the natural enamel removed to create it is gone forever.